I lent my sister $5,000 for emergency bills. A week later, she's on Instagram flashing Gucci bags. I never thought I'd be that guy airing family drama on Reddit, but here I am, staring at my phone in disbelief as my sister Lily's Instagram story loops on repeat. There she is, posing with Gucci bags captioned, "Treat yourself. The kicker? That money she's flexing with? It's mine. Let me back up." 3 weeks ago, around 11 p.m., Lily called me sobbing, ugly crying so hard I could barely understand her. Something about final notices, potential eviction, a landlord being totally unreasonable. She said she needed $5,000 to catch up on bills or she'd be kicked out of her apartment. "Please, Axel," she begged. "I don't know who else to ask. Mom and Dad are already helping with my car payments. I can't bear to stress them more. I swear I'll pay you back from my next few paychecks. Please." There it was again. That familiar pull. Big brother mode. Lily's the baby of the family. Everyone's always rushed to help her, to cushion her from consequences. But this time, something felt off. "What happened to your savings?" I asked. "Didn't you just get that bonus you were bragging about?" "Medical bills," she answered, fast. "Remember that stomach thing? Insurance didn't cover everything. Then other stuff piled on." I should have pressed harder, asked for proof, paid attention to the tiny voice whispering, "This doesn't add up." But it was late. I was tired, and the image of Lily being evicted pushed all reason out of my head. "Okay," I said. "I'll transfer the money tonight. But Lily, I need this back." "I'm not Mom and Dad. I can't just write this off." "Oh my God, thank you," she practically sang. "You're saving my life. I'll pay you $500 a month until it's done. You're the best brother ever." I sent the money. She sent back a screenshot of the confirmation, then a string of heart emojis and an "I love you." That should have been the end of it. Fast forward to today. I'm on lunch break, mindlessly scrolling Instagram, when her story pops up. At first, I think I'm seeing things. But no, there's my sister at some high-end shopping mall, grinning, arms full of designer bags. A timestamp confirms it was posted 2 hours ago. I keep watching. There's a close-up of a Gucci handbag, early birthday present to myself. A mirror selfie in a new designer coat, winter ready. Her and her friends sipping champagne at some fancy restaurant. "Ladies, who lunch?" My hands are shaking. I text her, "Care to explain the shopping spree? What happened to the emergency bills?" 3 dots appear, disappear, appear again. Finally. "OMG, don't be dramatic. I needed to treat myself after all that stress. Relax, you'll survive." I stare at my phone. 10 years of grinding, living below my means, saving carefully. And she thinks that gives her the right to blow my money? Another text follows. "Besides, I told you I'd pay you back. Why do you care what I spend it on? Not everything has to be about being responsible all the time." I don't respond. What's the point? Instead, I open my banking app and screenshot the $5,000 transfer. Then I screenshot her entire story. I make a new folder on my phone labeled Lily Loan and save everything. Something tells me I'll need it. The texts keep coming. "Hello? Don't ignore me. You're being really childish, Ren. Can't believe you're making such a big deal about this. Fine, be that way. Mom always said you were too uptight about money." I mute the conversation. When I get home, I find 17 missed calls from her and a voicemail from Mom scolding me for harassing your sister about money. And the worst part? This isn't even the first time Lily's pulled something like this. It's just the first time she's been stupid enough to post the evidence online. As I sit here typing this, I'm realizing there's a pattern I've ignored for years. The emergencies that always seem to pop up when someone in the family comes into money. The guilt trips. The way my sister always manages to twist everything and make herself the victim when she's called out. Right now, my phone is buzzing nonstop. Lily has moved on from texting to messaging me on every platform she can think of. My mom is texting, saying we need to talk this out as a family. Dad just sent a single message. Give me a call when you can. But I'm not calling anyone tonight. Instead, I'm making copies of the bank transfer, the texts, the Instagram posts. I've read enough Reddit posts to know where this might be heading. Small claims court isn't what I want, but I'm done being the reliable brother who can be guilted into financial submission. Another Instagram notification. Lily's posted again. This time it's a throwback photo of us as kids with some sappy caption about always being there for each other. The manipulation would be funny if it wasn't so infuriating. So I'm asking, Reddit, am I overreacting? Should I just eat the loss and call this an expensive lesson about lending money to family? Or should I take this to court, even if it means blowing up the family dynamic? Because all I can think about is how many more emergencies are in Lily's future and how many more people she's going to guilt into funding them. Update 1. A family pattern and a public meltdown. First, thank you all for the overwhelming support. I didn't expect my post to blow up the way it did. A lot has happened since then, and none of it's good. Remember my cousin Abigail? I mentioned her in the comments. Well, she reached out privately after reading the post. Hi, Abby. Turns out Lily did the exact same thing to her last year. Different emergency, same shopping spree afterward. Abigail was too embarrassed to tell anyone. But that wasn't even the worst part. The day after my post, Lily showed up at my workplace. Just walked right into the lobby during lunch hour, loud enough for everyone to hear. We need to talk about what you're doing to this family. I had to step outside with her just to avoid a bigger scene. What I'm doing to the family? I asked. You stole $5,000 from me. I didn't steal anything, she practically shouted. You gave it to me, and now you're trying to turn everyone against me because you're jealous that I'm actually enjoying my life instead of being a boring hermit like you. Then she dropped the bomb. Mom and Dad are taking out a loan against their house, their retirement home, to help her pay me back. I told her absolutely not. This isn't about the money anymore. It's about her taking responsibility. She stormed off, but not before saying, "You're dead to me." Real mature. That night, our brother Josiah called. He's usually the peacemaker. Mom's a mess, he said. She's convinced you're trying to ruin Lily's life over a misunderstanding. Dad's not talking to anyone. And Lily? Well, she's Lily. I asked him if he knew about Abigail. There was a pause. That's not all, he said. Remember Uncle Eli? The one who helped Lily with her car down payment last summer? Yeah. There was no car payment. She sold the car 2 months later and kept the money. Family dinner. Disaster. The next day, Mom organized a family dinner to sort everything out. I didn't want to go, but Josiah said it would be worse if I didn't. He was wrong. Dad sat at one end of the table staring at his plate. Mom played peacemaker while simultaneously guilting me about holding grudges. Lily spent the first 20 minutes on her phone, ignoring everyone. Then she snapped. You were always Mom and Dad's favorite, she said, finally putting her phone down. Perfect grades, perfect job, perfect life. Do you know how hard it is being your sister? Nothing I do is ever good enough. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This isn't about childhood favorites, Lily. This is about you lying to get money from me and spending it on designer bags. She turned to Mom, tears welling up. He's always looked down on me like this, always judging how I spend my money. My money, I corrected her. Oh, please, like you can't afford it. You're just mad because I'm not living by your rules. That's when Dad finally spoke. Lily, enough. Quiet, but firm. The look of betrayal on her face would have been comical if it weren't so sad. She turned to Mom for backup. Even Mom looked uncomfortable. I can't believe this, Lily muttered, standing up. You're all against me. Fine. I don't need any of you. She grabbed her Gucci bag and stormed out. Mom moved to follow, but Dad stopped her with a hand on her arm. Let her go. This has gone on long enough. The rest of dinner was silent, awkward, painful. As I was leaving, Dad pulled me aside. I'm filing the small claims paperwork tomorrow, he said, quietly. I know you've been thinking about it. I'll be your witness. I started to protest, but he cut me off. Sometimes loving someone means letting them face consequences. Your mother won't like it, but she'll understand. Eventually. Current status. She's trying to blackmail me. That was 3 days ago. This morning I woke up to a different kind of notification. Lily had messaged me a folder full of screenshots. Every embarrassing photo, cringy message, and awkward post she could dig up from the past decade. She's threatening to expose me if I don't drop the case. Some are mildly embarrassing. High school stuff. Others are completely fabricated stories about things I did. Josiah says she sent similar threats to Dad. Abigail's gotten them too, just for talking to me. Even our youngest cousin got a message asking if he had any dirt on me. I'm not backing down. The small claims paperwork is filed. I have a folder full of receipts. I have witnesses. And I've had enough. I have to admit, watching my family tear itself apart over this is harder than I expected. The weirdest part? In between the threats, tantrums, and blackmail attempts, Lily keeps posting sugary sweet throwback photos on Instagram. Family is everything, she captions them, like she's not simultaneously trying to destroy everyone who won't enable her anymore. And I guess that's my question now. How do you deal with someone who sees themselves as the victim, while actively victimizing everyone around them? Because at this point, I'm not even sure that winning in court is going to fix anything. Then came the voice note. This morning I woke up to a cheerful voice message from Lily that honestly made me question reality. Hey, so I've been thinking. I know you're upset about the money thing, but I actually have an amazing opportunity for you. I have over 50K followers now, and my engagement rate is literally insane. I could promote your work to my audience. That's way more valuable than 5Ks if you think about it. We could just call it even? I played it 3 times to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. Then, probably against my better judgment, I looked into her Instagram analytics. Turns out my cousin Josiah, who works in social media, has access to tools that analyze account data. What we found was enlightening. Of Lily's supposed 50,000 followers, over 40,000 were bought. Her engagement mostly comes from comment pods, bot likes, and other wannabe influencers doing follow for follow. Her actual audience? Maybe 2,000 people, tops. But here's the kicker. She's running a consulting business, charging aspiring influencers hundreds of dollars for growth strategies, which basically means reselling the exact same fake follower packages she used to boost her own account. Marked up 300%, and it keeps getting worse. After I forwarded her voice note to Dad, who's been collecting evidence for our small claims case, he called me immediately. Your Uncle Eli found something else, he said, sounding exhausted. Remember the investment opportunity Lily pitched to the family at Christmas? The one where she promised 30% returns if we put money into some kind of exclusive marketing collective? I declined. Apparently, not everyone did. We spent an hour on a 3-way call with Eli, piecing together a pattern that made my stomach turn. Those designer bags? They weren't just retail therapy. They were props. Props for the image she was selling to scam people out of money. Mom still doesn't want to believe it. She showed up at my place yesterday, eyes red, clutching an old photo album. She opened it to a picture of Lily at 6, grinning in a sparkly princess costume. She was such a sweet girl, Mom said quietly. Where did we go wrong? I didn't have the heart to tell her that the sweet girl had just DM'd me, threatening to tell everyone I had a secret gambling addiction, which, for the record, is completely made up. If I didn't drop the case, we now have our first court hearing date set, Lily's response? A 10-minute Instagram story about toxic family members and financial abuse. She even tossed in some vague references to childhood trauma that she's not ready to talk about yet. Then came the emails, pages and pages of business proposals, each more delusional than the last. She offered to promote my brand, make me her next Instagram success story, feature me in her upcoming masterclass on abundance mindset, only $997 for early birds. Josiah tried to intervene again. He set up a meeting in neutral territory, a coffee shop. Lily showed up 2 hours late carrying a brand new Chanel bag. "Oh, this?" she said when I looked at it. "It's just borrowed from a brand partnership I'm doing." The price tag was still partially visible under the strap. She spent the entire meeting pitching her latest scheme, a luxury lifestyle coaching program. All she needed was a small investment of, drumroll, $15,000. The $5,000 she owes me would be deducted from my guaranteed returns. "Think bigger than $5,000, she kept saying. "This is about building generational wealth. Don't you want to be part of something revolutionary?" Josiah finally snapped. "The only thing revolutionary here is your ability to believe your own lies." She left in tears. Again. But not before telling us we were just jealous of her entrepreneurial spirit. This morning, I got an email. Attached was a PDF contract offering to settle her debt by making me her business partner. The contract Lily emailed me was clearly a free template she found online. She didn't even bother to fill in all the placeholders. It literally said, "Insert business name here." The kicker? She CC'd her legal team on the email. The address, legaleagle1123@gmail.com. I forwarded everything to my actual lawyer. Yes, I finally hired one. His response? A single laughing emoji, followed by, "Don't worry, we've got this." Dad called again that night. Apparently, Lily's now claiming she's going to represent herself in court. "The legal system is rigged against entrepreneurs," she says. She's been watching YouTube videos about sovereign citizens and keeps bringing up maritime law like she's preparing to board a pirate ship, not walk into a courtroom. Part of me wanted to laugh. The other part remembered, this is still my sister, someone I used to share secrets with, someone I once carried on my shoulders so she could see the fireworks better at the county fair. Then I saw the comments. Under my old Instagram posts, "This user is known for financial fraud. Scammer alert. All from brand new accounts. With 0 followers. She's still trying to destroy me." The court date was set. Mom's stopped taking sides. Now she just sends daily Bible verses to the family group chat. Dad's documenting everything like he's preparing for war. Josiah is stress-baking enough cookies to feed an entire courtroom. And Lily? She just announced she's launching a podcast about surviving family. Betrayal. I should also probably mention she's still using my credit card to pay for her Spotify premium. I only just noticed. At this point, I didn't even know what I expected from court. The money felt almost irrelevant. What I really wanted were answers. But I was starting to realize those might cost more than $5,000. Then came the day of reckoning. Court day. Lily didn't show up. Not at first. Instead, her Instagram story showed her getting a spa treatment to cleanse the negative energy before facing her oppressors. She finally arrived, 2 hours late, wearing sunglasses indoors and carrying what I now know was a fake Birkin bag. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's rewind to the night before. Josiah, the social media wizard, had a backup plan. He'd been archiving everything Lily ever posted. Yes, even the close friends' stories she thought were private. That's how we caught her bragging about her foolproof system for manipulating family members. But here's the real kicker. Dad's friend, the retired FBI agent? Yeah, turns out he's not retired. And when the reports of wire fraud started piling up about Lily's consulting business, he took interest. I didn't plan any of this. I just wanted my $5,000 back. But when Dad's friend asked if I'd help build a federal case, I didn't hesitate. We forwarded every Instagram DM about her fake follower packages, screenshots of payments for her masterclass, documentation of her Christmas investment scam. Every single email, invoice, and message court didn't go how she expected. The judge took one look at the evidence and said, "There's a lot more here than $5,000. And he was right, because when Lily finally strutted into that courtroom, late and smug, 2 federal agents were already there, with a warrant. Turns out running a pyramid scheme through Instagram is not just morally bankrupt, it's also federal wire fraud. The look on her face? Priceless. She tried to bolt, but those 5-inch Louboutins, probably fake, didn't get her far. "This is harassment," she screamed. "I'm an entrepreneur. I'm helping people. Build wealth. Axel, tell them." I didn't say a word. I just watched as they confiscated her phone. Her precious, precious phone, with all her business records still intact. Mom wasn't there. She couldn't handle it. But Dad was right. Beside me, face like stone. Josiah was on my other side, phone in hand, filming everything. "For evidence," he said, "and maybe a little for satisfaction." They found over $200,000 in fraudulent transactions. Minimum. That emergency she needed my $5,000 for? She was paying off people threatening to expose her previous scams. The designer bags? Fake. The brand partnerships? Fabricated. Even the apartment she claimed she was getting evicted from? Not hers. She'd been subletting it illegally while collecting rent from 3 other tenants. And here's my favorite part. Remember the podcast about surviving family betrayal? Yeah. The FBI is using it as evidence. Turns out, confessing to financial crimes on a public platform isn't the flex she thought it was. After they took her away, her court-appointed lawyer approached us to talk about a deal. Dad shut it down fast. The time for deals was before she tried to destroy her brother's reputation. My aunt called this morning, sobbing. Apparently, Lily scammed her out of $225,000 for an exclusive luxury travel club that doesn't exist. She's not the only one. We're still finding new victims. Family, friends, followers. No one was off limits. The federal investigation is ongoing, but they're already talking years, not months of jail time. As for fines, let's just say that $5,000 she owes me is now the least of her worries. Aftermath. Mom finally stopped sending Bible verses. She's in therapy now, trying to understand how she missed the signs. Dad hasn't said much, but he did say one thing. I'll never forget. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is let someone face consequences. Lily's Instagram is still up, but the feds are running it now to track victims. The comment section? Let's just say I wasn't the only sibling she tried to scam. Just the only one who didn't let her get away with it. Some family members think I went too far. That I should have kept it private, handled it within the family. But that kind of thinking is exactly how she got this far in the first place. That same day, after the arrest, I got a notification. Lily had tried to log into my Netflix account. Even in handcuffs, she was still trying to take whatever she could get. So I changed all my passwords, froze my credit, blocked her on every platform. Then I took myself out to dinner, paid for it with the money I would have spent on her birthday gift next month. The restaurant had a sign on the wall, "No refunds for bad decisions." I took a picture, sent it to our family group chat. Dad replied with a mom left the chat. Josiah asked, "Do you feel bad?" I don't. Some people only learn when the consequences are bigger than their excuses.